In part 4 of the China series, we're meeting up with a local group of Chinese explorers on the outskirts of Shanghai. We'll be documenting the ruins of a town with buildings dating back more than 100 years to the Qing Dynasty era, and the original settlement spans more than 1,000 years. The local crew gave us a choice to explore an abandoned mall or the ruins of this ancient town named Panlong. They were super enthusiastic about the town, showing us several interesting photos. Wanting to explore something uniquely Chinese, we took their advice and selected Panlong. But what we encountered belied our expectations. So we showed up to an abandoned city surrounded by construction and walls, and we were asked to move to a new location by a construction worker, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. It's a bit of a mystery. It's one thing to not know the language, but it's also another thing that they don't really talk about too much about what they're doing, what's going on, and how we're doing this stuff, so everything's a bit more of a mystery than we would probably prefer to experience here. On the trail to the abandoned town, I guess we got permission to come in somehow. We're in Shanghai. Looks like we managed to get permission somehow to come into an abandoned village.
Is that abandoned though? There's clothes hung up to dry.
Yeah, so
I think that over there looks abandoned.
yeah, we're heading toward an active looking site. That's abandoned there, and there's some stuff over there abandoned, I think, but I'm not sure. Maybe there's more to this than we realize. Maybe this is just a pit stop and they want to...
exteriors of this, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
She mentioned that they're buildings from the Qing Dynasty.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that part. All right.
And the roof of this one looks really old, so this might be that one that they're talking about.
Could be. Maybe we should be photographing it.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
We come across the world for this. So.
I'm here for the Qing Dynasty. How about you? Yeah.
This is where the third emperor was born, in this house right here.
The third emperor.
Or just like, weird.
Just feels like we're going across an empty field.
Yeah.
Which I guess we are, but yeah.
Today would be a great day for me to have my boots on.
Yeah.
Came right from the train, so.
Yep.
What's happening?
I said I wish I had boots on for this terrain.
We hiked across this field to come check out this place. It's currently occupied by residents. It was apparently part of the Qing Dynasty. This is where, if I recall this correctly, people would come and worship in this temple, and when they died, their ashes would be left here. So apparently amongst all of this construction, this will still be left and likely untouched. So I think the next step is to move on and follow the gang to the next part of the abandoned town. Over fields and fields of rubble and mud and dirt, and we're exploring an area of an old town, and what you see in the distance there is what's considered a nail house. So what will happen is they start doing development in an area and the owner refuses to leave the house. And even here in China, you can't force eminent domain. So I guess what we were told is they will try to make deals with the owner, but eventually or essentially what will happen is they can just refuse and they'll build around the house, which is kind of interesting. This one here to the right is obviously very abandoned and looks like it's been so for a long, long time. Let's have a look on the inside, maybe. It's basically an empty shell, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So this is like 100 years old, maybe.
Yeah. More than that. This was from the Qing Dynasty. That was late 1300s to 1600s.
Yeah. Yeah, so hundreds of years old, not just 100 years old. See the classic roof tiles, plaster, small rooms, sunroof of some kind. Oh, actually drainage, interesting. So maybe it isn't hundreds of years old, maybe it's from 100 years or so. Either way, it's nice and cool in here. It's really sweaty inside. Oh my goodness. I should note for context that up to this point, every time the proper people flew their drones while I was recording, the drone crashed.
Watch out. He crashed his drone. Doesn't make sure they
Oh, if something happens, you know it's me.
Chris is filming it. It's gonna crash.
100%.
The drone won't fly. It's in the forbidden zone.
It won't fly.
It won't fly. Forbidden zone.
They're lucky.
See? See, it's not me.
That small village.
Well, no, they're lucky they couldn't fly because it would crash when you're recording.
You remember in that
Fair
small
enough.
village when the guy was telling us we weren't allowed to fly there?
Oh, yeah?
I knew he was wrong because it wouldn't have let us take off if
Yeah.
we weren't allowed to fly there.
Yeah,
So that was-
just bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah.
It made he was trying to make it look so dangerous. Maybe.
Drop your sunglasses. Close. Don't want you to step on them.
I don't think from talking with any of the gang here that they were too overly impressed with the structure or the effort it took to actually get here. But it's exploring, so I'm happy. I guess we're going to go over to that one now. This was an old village or an old section of Shanghai, and it's heavily under construction now. A bridge. Let's go find a bridge. We've got a bridge here. Something interesting. Historical, perhaps? Or at least architecturally interesting. And it looks like they're trying to preserve it. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, those photos must have been pretty old because the vegetation.
No, the photo is this here.
The local group continued to photograph the buildings with surprising enthusiasm, but we realized our choice of location was likely a mistake. Despite the site's historical significance, developers had demolished almost every building. And within a few minutes, security arrived and chased us out. A monument marker of some kind. I'll have to check the QR code.
In the Shanghai city, is the road name is the Xiang Hua Road.
Oh, Xiang Hua Road.
Yeah, it's a very old bridge.
Very old bridge.
Yeah. Panlong Yuan. Building in the 30, no, 130, 40. Yeah.
哦，一是重建。
What year was it?
This is the first building. This is the
Yeah, yeah.
rebuilding. Rebuilding.
Building again.
In Qing Dynasty, it's rebuilding.
Yeah.
Another set of buildings over here. All very, very old. Hundreds, at least 100 years old, or hundreds of years old. Construction would dictate so. There's some numbers stamped on the side here. Not really sure what this is all about. Could have been like an address, postal code, zip code kind of thing. It might be here because of construction. Maybe they're going to save some of this building. It's hard to say. I don't really know. I'll get that translated later. Maybe this was a shop of some kind. Well, it's kind of the same. More rooms. Proper people seem to have given up. This may not be channel number 1 worthy. Vlog material, perhaps. It's like 2 explorers sitting on a bridge, enjoying the day in the hot weather. What's interesting about this kind of situation is it reminds me of the Led Zeppelin 4 album cover, an album I loved when I was a kid. The natural plaster decay and wood decay with all these high-rise buildings in the background and construction in the distance, massive highway infrastructure projects. You can see the beginnings of a bridge being built, some kind of overpass. Do we know what these numeric stamps are on the side?
I think it's for the historic preservation bit.
Okay, yeah, it's like some kind of identifier. They're quite faded in some cases and almost look brand new in other cases, so it's kind of hard to tell.
There's a newspaper in this room on the wall.
Oh yeah?
2015, so it's not even old.
Oh, interesting.
You probably lived in this building in 2015.
Well, there you go. I'm gonna go and have a look. So if you didn't catch that on the video, Brian was saying that there's a newspaper on the wall from 2015. Meaning this was occupied or lived in some way. Look at the little honeycombs down there. Interesting. There's a flag of some kind. This was probably a shop. Little manufacturing shop of some kind. Look at the bridge. Did you catch the design on the bridge on this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Just a lot of junk. Lots of brick and debris everywhere. This looks like the notice of demolition. 2019 May. A phone number, some details. It's really just room after room after room of plaster brick collapsing and decaying. Nothing too super interesting to photograph. Although I might go and grab a few photos just for the sake of having them. So we're being followed out by security. He's like the Terminator guy. He just keeps following, keeps coming. We're heading for the fence. We'll have to see what happens.
What was the security guard saying?
Where did you come in? Where did you change? How did you come in?
And we're done. Security followed us out. And what they said was, we used to live here and we wanted to come and see it and take photos, which is sort of hilarious because I think Brian, Michael, and I don't really look like we lived here. But he left us alone and let us leave by our own will, so that was nice. But he walked us out.
Security both places.